Alright, so today I've got another Tazer how-to video for you. I put a new set of Atturo AZ850s on my rear wheels. They have a bigger sidewall than the last set, which is causing my speedometer to be off by about 3.7%. Not much, but when the speedo reads about 70 miles per hour, the car is actually moving at 74 when measured using a GPS-based speedometer. Now that is a little more than 3.7% difference, but we'll get into that later. In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate your wheel circumference, make the adjustments to your tire size using the zAutomotive Tazer, and give you guys that new Tazer discount code you've been asking for. In my last video on the Atturos, I went over why I purchased the AZ850 and why I went with the 275/40/20, which has the same wheel circumference as the stock 245/45/20s. I'll put that video in the upper right now and also in the description below. It's been over a year and the Atturos have been an awesome daily driver tire. Great in the rain, in cold weather, and the added grip is much appreciated. I don't drive my car in the snow, so I can't really speak for their snow performance. I like them so much, I reached out to smperformance.com for another set. I went with the 275/45/20s this time, which increases the sidewall height in hopes to close that wheel gap. But that extra 14 millimeters didn't really do much. But I still got more sidewall on them back tires. I'm often asked where I buy things from, so I'm going to spend a moment talking about where I get my tires. I purchased the Atturos from S&M Performance. Michael, the owner, is an active member in many of the Mopar communities I frequent, so that offers me a nice level of comfort. I bought my first set of tires from him a year ago. His prices are really good and he ships these tires for free. So check out smperformance.com. They not only sell tires, but other performance parts, hence the name. And don't forget to check out his line card showing all the brands he represents. He does a great job communicating and he can often price match to win your business. Now on to the meat and potatoes of this video. Let's start with the discount code. This code is on select zAutomotive products, possibly only the Tazer, and it will only be active for 2 months or a certain number of purchases. I don't have all the info yet, but at the top of the description, I'll put the details as I get them. The code is going to be WPD Tires. And if you're watching this video after the code expires, check my channel for the latest zAutomotive Tazer video, which should have the latest active discount code. You've been watching me drive, and in the dash you can see my current speed. And on my Pro Clip, I have my phone running a GPS speedometer app. I downloaded this app just to show a large version so you guys can see it, but my preferred app is Waze, which shows you the speedo on the lower right, and it also gives you a gentle reminder when you're speeding. What you will notice is the GPS speedo takes a second or two to display the actual speed. All GPS-based speedos have a small delay, but what you will see is as I hold the speed, that GPS speedo is reading a few miles per hour faster. For the purpose of this video, I picked up a set of Atturo AZ850s with a slightly larger sidewall so we had something to adjust for. I'm happy to report the Tazer worked exactly as intended. The entire process takes about 10 minutes, and of course it requires that you have the zAutomotive Tazer installed, updated to the latest firmware, and married to your vehicle. I have videos on all these processes, which I will put in the description below for your reference. Let's start with calculating tire size. The zAutomotive Tazer manual, which you can find on zAutomotive.com, has a bunch of info about how to use the Tazer. Here you can see the link to the tire calculator site, which we will use to get your tire circumference. So the tire circumference affects the speed sensor in the rear wheels only. I've heard a lot of argument that in the 2015 and up Challengers, the speed sensors are in the front, but I disagree. When on the dyno, and using the Tazer's line lock feature, only my rear wheels were moving and the speedo was registering speed. Also, My speedometer was pretty close to accurate until I put these tires on. So I'm going to say the speed sensors are still in the rear tires, at least for my 2015 Scat Pack. If you guys happen to have hard proof on the locations for later models, please share below and I'll add it to the video description. Now you only need to calculate for your new tire. I'm going to take a moment and compare the stock 245/45/20 with the tire I claim to be the same circumference, the Atturo AZ850, in 275/40/20, and also my recent purchase, the larger sidewalled 275/45/20. To use this site, simply enter your tire size and hit calculate. You can enter additional tires to compare by calculating those tires and then hitting compare. Here you can see a comparison of all three tires. From left to right, you have my stock 245/45/20, and comparing this to the middle tire, which is the AZ850 in 275/40/20, you will see the sidewalls are both 110 millimeters and their circumference are very close at 2289 on the stock and 2286 on the Atturos. The difference of -3 millimeters on the Atturo, which really didn't affect the Speedo. We move on to the 275/45/20 on the right. You will see the sidewall increases to 124 millimeters. And the new circumference bumps up to 2374, a total of 85 millimeters more. This is what is affecting the speedometer's accuracy. The circumference of your new tires is the only number you need to write down. So I'm going to take note of the circumference of the new Atturos at 2374. Now let's head out to the car and plug that into the Tazer. To access the Tazer menu, put your car in the run position with the engine off. Move the dash display to the audio menu and hold the left arrow and hit the cruise cancel button. Continue tapping cancel until you get to the tire menu. Now remember, the new Tazer menu design is nested. So to select the tire menu, you must hit the cruise control on button. Then to flip through this menu, you must go back to the cruise cancel button while never letting go of the back button. Hit the cancel button until you get to the tire circumference menu. And here you're going to see 2226. Not sure why Dodge set this or if it was a Tazer default, but it doesn't match up with the OEM tires we calculated at 2289. This is probably why my Speedo was off by more than that 3.7% that I mentioned earlier. Alright, so from here, your left thumb will continue holding that back button even though it's starting to get numb by now. You're going to adjust the tire size by using the cruise plus and minus on the right side of the steering wheel. Adjust your way up or down until you get to the circumference of your new tire. As you can see here, you may not be able to hit the exact number, so go to the closest number below your tire circumference. Once set, I like to back out of the tire menu by using the cancel button, and I stop at the firmware screen. For this change, I didn't need to reboot the Tazer or the car. I simply shut off the car and started it back up and took off to test. As you can see here, our Speedo is now accurate compared to the GPS Speedo mounted on my Pro Clip. And this exercise is complete. Hope this video helped you out in some way. If it did, don't forget to gently press that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so I can continue putting together videos like this one. And as always, thanks for watching.
On the beats.